In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to master public speaking so that while your career is advancing, your competition is left wondering what happened. Number 1 is you have to understand in your mind that you belong in this room. I cannot tell you the number of times I've been working with really high level Russians, Hungarians, Polish people, CEOs, people with millions of dollars, yet they still feel that because they're from Eastern Europe, they don't really belong in that high level conversation with the Americans because for some reason, the Americans are so smart and the Americans know everything and we're awesome. And the truth is, I come from America. I used to work with the best and the brightest on Wall Street. I know 2 tech billionaires who are just about 31 years old, who probably started companies that you know. Yes, it's like we have a head start. We're in this culture of business, but that doesn't mean that we're smarter. It doesn't mean that you're not as smart as we are. What it does mean is that you succeeded and you got in the same conversation as me. So you have something valuable to say. And all your confidence is going to come from that inner belief that I belong here. Number 2, how do we deal with this accent problem? Okay, this is my character Sergey. He talks like this. He has very narrow vision. So what you're going to notice the difference between most Eastern European, Russian, native Russian speakers, Ukrainians, Romanians, Polish, Hungarian, is that the emotional range is much less. And the quickest way to expand your emotional range so you don't sound like a mafia boss, but someone we trust, is to open your jaw more when you speak. The jaw is going to communicate emotion. The jaw is going to make you seem trustworthy. So open your jaw. Number 3, use your throat more. The vibration that you hear in my voice comes from my throat. Now, most people, if they don't vibrate their throat, they sound like they're 16 years old, right? Hello, I'm 16. Hello, I'm 16, right? It's all going to be down here. And this is true for men, women, everyone. Now, the trick with Hungarian, Romanians, and Russians in particular, any Russian speaker or Hungarians, is that often the tone jumps in the middle of the speech. For example, if you take the word San Francisco, which is San Francisco, San Francisco, San Francisco. English will stay down while Russian, Hungarian will jump in the middle of a sentence and you will sound terrible. This is like really, you will ruin everything if you keep talking like this. So number 3 is keep your voice down in your throat. Do not jump like San Francisco. Number 4. So tip 2 was open your jaw. Tip 3 is use your throat. Tip 4 is use your body more, in particular gestures. You want to be having wider hands. Number 2 is you want to be being more open with your gestures, kind of reaching out to people. And number 3, when you really have a point, don't be afraid to jab like a knife. Like we can be talking, you know, being open, but when it comes down to it, if you start talking like this, the brain will listen. And tip number 5, don't worry about sounding like a mafia boss, Wolf of Wall Street. You don't need to be like, you know, macho man to be the best public speaker in the world. What you do want to be focusing on is emotional connection through stories. If you can tell a story which is connecting to your audience, in particular is telling a story about the future that they want, and your product or your service or you are part of that future, boom, you are ahead of 99% of the people who are talking about the past, talking about themselves, talking too logically. The game of public speaking, the game of soft skills is an emotional hooks, emotional connection. If you're talking with more emotion through tips 2, 3, and 4, you believe that you belong and you start to understand how to use emotional hooks to have unrefusable speeches, you, my friend, are going to be getting ahead in no time. What's your favorite tip? Or do you have your own secret tip that you'd like to share with people? Comment below, get the conversation started, and remember to share or tag someone who you really think could use some help.